Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023. This room is for informational and education purposes only. It is not meant to be individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries significant risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right. Crude took a short at 901.53, hit money management on the nose, came back for a two-tick trailing stop. So 4-tick net on trade number one, now in a long, set up at 911.58 and triggered in on this bar around 916. Taking some heat. It's been within 2 ticks of money management, but now taking some heat. Pound Aussie originally had a get in sync short at 626, but that has stopped out without hitting the entry, so that is off the table. Good morning, Arizona Bob. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, Miles. Unleaded did well this morning. 901.49 picks up a short. No question we got in that trade. That goes for target 1 of 46 ticks or target 2 of 72 ticks and trails all the way down to 453 from the entry at 559. So 106 ticks on the trailer, and the market's just opened, and we have a get in sync on the YM right there, and crude just stopped out. And the YM entering the trade. Soybeans took a that one went through too fast. 2 seconds it was well below the entry and never came back, so that trade is not tradable. And we are short on the YM. Micro Russell in a trade pre-market, and it's gone too far. We will be looking for a new setup there. As we said, unleaded went power of quitting, one and done. So we'll bring up the micro NQ. Not much activity on the micro NQ this morning. Since the session closed the session yesterday, it's set up a short trade just after midnight that it is still in. Actually that's at 6 p.m. last night, and it's just stopped out of that a couple of bars ago, just around right around market open. So we'll wait for 4 minutes after market open and see where we go from there. Crude looking for one more trade for this session, setting a new session low just as the market opens. And now coming back up. All right, Russell stops out of its early trade, so we'll look for a new setup there. About another less than a minute to go to get into our, how about 20 seconds, and we'll be into our, at our start time for the micro NQ. Long trade on soybeans. Strong down move, and now we've got to move along going the other way. I'll see if that's a reaction or if that's just a V bounce. Looking like a rejection off the 20 SMA. But we will see. And a long trade on on crude. That's trade number 3. Picked up 4 ticks on the first trade. We lost 56. 28 tick risk times 2 positions, so we're down 52. And we have the potential for 56 ticks on this long trade if we can get target 1 and target 2. So we'd end up with 4 tick net positive if we can get there. YM stopping out for a 38 tick risk, 76 tick loss. Money management on crude stopped to 72.33. Coming down to 34, but still surviving on the long on crude. Good morning, Pamela. And the pound Aussie has a short at 0.33. Entry is a sell order, so no adjustment for spread at this point. And crude taking another shot at the 200 EMA. And the YM, if it gets down below the balance line, will set up a pretty good size short trade if it can get there. Russell indicating an upward move. And crude So far failing to push up through the 200 EMA again. So here is our short on pound Aussie, still not triggered in yet. Spotlight charts for the pound Aussie, crude, unleaded, and the YM, all on range bars of various sizes. Soybeans is on the counterpunch with a 5 tick or 1.25 point momentum bar for TradeStation, 5 tick range for NinjaTrader. And the Micro Russell and the Micro NQ on Catapult, both of them using custom Renko bars from TradeStation, and I've duplicated those using Unirenko on NinjaTrader. Potential stop and reverse on soybeans at 14.25. That's probably the fans on my laptop is all, because that's about the only noise around where I am. Alright, crude up at the 200 EMA again. Target 1 is at 72.54 and the 200 is at 72.50, so we got to get up through the 200, which is at the 50. Not at the moment, Mark. As if I push those down, given the numbers of charts I'm showing, it's going to run the laptop a little too hot. Crude still hanging around, right around the 200 EMA, pulling back and then coming right back up. Currently at 48. And we did trigger into the stop and reverse on soybeans. So let's see, that's going to it's going to move the target down to, or actually we go 2 positions to target 2 at 12.25, which is 8 ticks. So we did get that, 2 positions coming off there. Money management was actually at 12.75. And crude plowing through the 200 EMA, going through both target 1 and target 2. So that gets us to the end of the session with a 4-tick net profit on the morning. So crude making it a positive morning on 3 trades. Basically break even 4-tick net, which is what we got on our first trade trailing stop. We lost 56 on target 2 and we gained 56 on trade 2, gained 56 on trade 3. 22 at target 1 and 34 at target 2. Okay, YM still with no new trades. Soybeans picking up target 3 now for 12 ticks. So we get 16 and 12, 28 ticks on the targets. And well, let's see, we went from 15 and a quarter to 14 and a quarter, so we lost 4 points. On the stop and reverse in total on 4 positions. 1 point loss times 4 positions. We picked up 28 ticks, so we're actually 12 ticks positive. Our 2 target 2 positions got us back to even. That was 16 ticks total, and that's our full 4 points. So the 12 points for target 3 is getting us positive. This will be the POQ trade for soybeans. Short trade setup on the Russell has not triggered in yet, and soybean stop sitting at 14 and a quarter. Actually, the is one below, is at 14 because our entry was at 14 and a quarter. So we're about to start trailing with soybeans setting new session lows. And micro Russell trade is valid because it went to the stop first before coming to the entry, and the stop, if the trade has not already triggered in, the stop will not cancel it. So it's not going to be tracked by the calculator because it did hit both entry and stop on the same bar, but that is a valid short trade on the Russell. Long trade on the micro NQ that just hit the entry, just touched it as I noticed the trade, and the YM with a short. $6.49. You can get in sync with that now if you're not already in it. you got in the YM initially, you definitely are short. If you didn't until I mentioned it, which wouldn't actually, it bounced off the 20 SMA, so that actually wouldn't be a bad delay. Looking for it to test that swing high again. And let's see. It looks like we got to target 1. We need 1 tick beyond it, and we did get it. So we are at break even now on the Russell, 46.7. All right, still at 14 flat on soybeans stop. 1 position, just the trailing position still in play. And there is a new long entry at 13.75, 13 3/4. And stopping out, so 1 or 2 additional ticks depending on how you exit that. So 13 or 14 ticks on the day. Micro Russell is trailing, or actually is the break even stop now at 46.7. The YM coming down and now the YM has a stop and reverse coming in at 71. And the long on the YM did trigger in. So the YM is now long. There's our stop and reverse, just touching the entry. Money management at 89. Alright, Pound Aussie has 1 close above the balance line. Second will cancel the short trade. And the YM hitting money management. Stop comes to break even. Stop at 672. Didn't quite make. It's like target is at 92. And we got as high as 91. Just below the session high there. And the Russell stopped out at break even. So trade number one is a break even trade. Micro NQ is still in its long trade. Soybeans is finished. And 5 minutes to the 10 a.m. crude session, mini session. All right, we closed below the balance line on the pound Aussie, so the short trade is still valid. And there is target on the YM. 24 ticks. No, excuse me. It's going to be 22 ticks with the stop and revert. No. Actually, entry was, yeah, 21 ticks with the stop and reverse. But it looks like we're starting to trail now. Almost getting up to target 2. Working through 33,700 at new session highs. And micro NQ now making a little bit of headway. We did have a good fair-sized wick on that. We have a 30.5 points to target 1. That's more than our usual target 2. So I would say target 1, 2, and 3 rather than 2, 3, and 4 on this trade. And YM now going up through target 2. And our stop is now at 676. Russell also in a long. Yeah, 10 seconds on the first bar, definitely should be in that. Looks like 679, 678 now for the stop. On the YM. $6.94 for the stop on the YM. Pound Aussie trade still valid, still not triggered in. And we're in our 10 a.m. session, and we just picked up a long trade on crude. That trade is triggered in. Long on crude for the 10 a.m. session. Crude sitting right down around all three moving averages. So this will be interesting to see which way it goes. Coming back down to settle it at the moving averages after the strong up move. And the Russell taking a full stop out on the long trade. Micro Russell full stop, full loss there, so break even and a full loss. Micro NQ still in the long, and the YM stopping out at 699, and now on the in a short. Or no, it actually is not in the short. And now with the 20 SMA at that close, I would say come down to about 87, but it just went through that anyway. And the crude trade taking heat. And within one tick of the stop, just below the previous swing low. Getting as low as 730 and stop is at 729. And the Russell with a short trade that I didn't notice. That just went to money management. Got 9 seconds, so yeah, ought to be in that. Coming up on target 3 for the Micro Russell. 43 flat. And stopping out crude. And the YM coming back up through the long, or through the short rather. Pound Aussie still with a valid short, although we almost got to a second close above the balance line on this bar. We will see where it goes. And another break even on the micro Russell. So 2 break evens and a full loss on the Russell. In trade number 1 on the micro NQ. Looking for our second trade on crude for the 10 a.m. mini session. Another short trade on the Russell. Plenty of time to get that one. 42.8. Little bit of a wick, so that expands the trade a bit. And money management and target 1 on the YM. So that is another 33 ticks. That's going to get us real close to what we get. We got 21 here on target. We got 71 to 99, 28. So we got 49 of our 76 back, so 27, and so we're positive now. The stop is at 681. This will be a power of quitting trade. $6.76 for the YM stop, and the Pound Aussie trade did cancel. And it looks like we're headed for an long trade at 41. That is right on the 20 SMA, so I'd push it to 43. and not set up yet, but if we assuming an up close on this bar, that's where it's going to be. And we closed down on the downside, so no trade yet. One tick below now, okay, and it's pushing down more. Getting down to 28, so 38 for the entry. Oh, that's one tick below that swing. Really don't want to get in there. And the 20 is right above that. Stop and reverse to short on the micro NQ. Plotted entry is at 87.75. I'd go 86.75. And we did trigger. And we're over 30 seconds into that bar. $96.75 to $86.75, 10 points. Another long trade on crude. 72.33. Money management 72.43, right at the 50 EMA. $6.71 for the YM stop, going through target 2. Micro Russell and Micro NQ both in shorts now. YM in the short as well. Crude and long. Miles, you and Pamela are regulars. Is the sound different today than usual, or is the fan noise worse? $6.68 for the YM stop. Okay, thanks, Neil. Some of my Mark, that's some of my. I was asking some of the regulars in the room if the sound is different than normal. YM still surviving. And there's a stop move to 663. One tick away from the stop on the Russell, Micro Russell. And the crude trade again taking heat. Stop at 72.14. And a second stop out will end the session. Alright, it's a little bit warmer today than it's been around here, and it's a little warmer So that's probably why the fans are up a little bit. They've been down a little while it was during the cool we've had most of this spring. If you wanted to, I might push the stop, keep the stop up at 668, maybe 667. But now, okay, now it's moved down to 656. I would bring it on down. And maybe time to see if I can clean out the blowers on this one. And full stop, loss number 2 on the micro Russell, reversing to long at 45.2. That one may have been too fast to catch. Let's take a look at that. Alright, there's our entry price. Here is the alright, looks like plenty of time to get into that, because we did get a pullback that would have gotten us in with 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 20 odd seconds. So yeah, easily into that. And money management stopped to 45.3. And we did stop out of the crude trade, so that ends the session on crude. Alright, so Russell pushing up and the NQ pushing down. Both micro contracts. And the YM did stop out at 656 from our entry at 689, so 30. Yeah, exactly on target one. So 33 on target, 33 on the trailer, 66 ticks. Less than 27 we were down after the second trade. Well, actually a little more than that if you got into the stop and reverse, but that definitely was still going to get us to positive. If the fans were on full miles, I would indicate that, but they're running normal fan curve, I would say. And the Russell trying to push to target 3 now. Micro NQ's long, looking for 48.4 for target 3. It's gotten as high as 48.2. And the Micro NQ looking for target 1 at 71.25. 271.25, just above the session low. Micro Russell stop at 45.4, starting to trail now. And target 3 on the Russell, so that's a winner on trade number 4. Stop now at 45.9. Target 3 and target 4 are take profit objectives. Target 3, 4, and trail are the 3 positions on that trade plan. NQ hanging around at the entry again. So Micro Russell, Micro NQ, and Pound Aussie are only charts looking for trades. Everything else is done. 2 sessions down crude. Basically a break even and a losing session today. The Pound Aussie setting new session high, but not a trade to go along with that. Good time for questions and comments. And it looks like Russell trying to make target 4. Looks like 46.4 for the stop. And Micro NQ still going sideways. Target 4 for the Russell. 46.8 for the stop. Yes, I do, Michael. I run the same charts all the sessions, except for the crude oil inventory report session. Usually Wednesday at 10:30. I don't personally trade all of these because you wouldn't be able to keep track of all 6 or 7 at the same time. But I will typically trade 3 different charts during the morning. But I have my start time staggered so that I'm not usually actually trading more than 1 or possibly two charts at a time. But yes, I consistently run the same charts to look at. These provide some good examples of Troy's strategies and how we trade them. And gives some variation of what markets you can trade and so forth. They work well in other markets as well, but these are the ones that usually give us the most examples. Background noise should be a little bit better now. The fans are down. And Russell still 46.8 for the stop. Micro NQ now is showing some signs of turning upwards. Quick down push in crude. Just after 10:30. That looked like it might have been news driven. Let's see if we see anything in the market indices. No, I'm not seeing anything particular. Nor in soybeans, just crude. Since you mentioned it, Michael, since you're new to the room, I did want to say again, next couple of weeks, this week and next week will be normal schedule, and I'll be in Tuesday the 23rd, but starting the 24th, I will be traveling for a couple of weeks, so the room will be dark from the 24th. And then I'll be back on June the 6th. So Memorial Day week, actually the Wednesday and Thursday before Memorial Day week, and then I'll be back again the first Tuesday in June. All right, just slow action right now. Found Aussie pulling back after setting a new session high. We could get a short trade with another down bar. Yep. And I am afraid I am going to have to call it a morning, because I have to move on to some other things. But that's okay. 47.3 on the micro Russell. Still in just the second trade of the morning on the micro NQ. Everything, I noticed the micro Russell and the micro NQ both when I started up the charts this morning. Very, very little activity overnight, which is unusual. I usually have at least 2 or 3 screens worth of data, and I could still see the yesterday evening's session transition on both charts when I first opened. So not much activity today, and it's still just off the mic. See, there's the 4 p.m. yesterday, 4 to 6 p.m. yesterday for a session open. (6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, actually. And that carried us almost to 10 o'clock. You're quite welcome, Pamela. And see, we've only gotten basically from there to here since 10 o'clock. And not much going on, but at least we got a positive trade out of the Russell. But I'm going to sign it off here, since most of our charts are done and the price action we're getting at the moment is not going very far. Let's see, take a quick look at Forex Factory and see. CPI is supposed to come out today. Should be coming. Actually, I would expected it to come out half an hour ago. Okay, tomorrow. All right. Yep, that'll make tomorrow's session interesting. Half hour after market open, in all likelihood. Come on now. There we go. All right, let's get down here into May where we belong. Well, that's not going to come up easily either. So, all right. Well, we'll call it a day for today. We'll see everybody 9:30 tomorrow morning for regular Wednesday session, and then 10:30 tomorrow morning for crude oil inventory session. So, everyone have a good one, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.